long as it's connected.
Yeah.
So anyway, for these loosening, we'll just do five basic movements. Okay. So first, we'll just kind of figure out the actions of it, the sequence for it. First is the bear, then there's the tiger, then there's the bird, then there's the monkey, and then there's the fish. Okay. So the idea with this is that we are learning how to pay attention to tension in our body, and the awareness is the crucial factor. Being aware of it first, and just like we were talking about the breath earlier, it changes through your awareness of it. So as our attention, our curiosity lands on those areas that might be stiff or tense, we pay attention to it, and if we're just gently resting there and observing it, you should notice that it just kind of softens on its own. You can nudge it forward with like a gentle ask, but you want to be like the idea of wu-wei or effortlessness or not doing it, right? You don't want to add tension through your thoughts or your judgments. So this surface level, we're paying attention to a lot of physical tension, but tension can be in our energy, could be in our mind, could be in our spirit. So right now, it's kind of stay at the surface level. So the first thing that we are going to do is stand with the feet hips distance apart, shoulder width, whatever's comfortable for you. Don't have to get too crazy with it. And then just start to rotate our body back and forth. So we're just turning maybe 45 degrees, turning to the side, turning to the other side.
Keep your head looking forward.
We'll get there. So just do it natural for now. Like do it however your body is telling you to do it. If your head's following, that's okay. Just get comfortable with the fluidity of this. So you're paying most of your attention is on the action of this movement. What does that feel like in your body? You can start to turn that inward a little bit more. Your awareness can land on different parts of your body. So it can like, what are my feet feeling like? You ask like, what are my knees feeling like? Hips, your spine, shoulders, fingers, whatever, wherever it is you're curious about. All right, so now we're going to bring the head into it. So for this exercise, we don't want our head to turn with our body. We're trying to get the spine to loosen up and get all the muscles and joints to soften. So what we can do to help that process is having the intention of keeping our head straight. So we're not moving with our body. So you might have to think about this a little bit, okay? And so you focus on a point out in the distance in front of you. Turn your body, but keep your head pointing forward. If you're having a hard time with this starting out, doing it in a mirror really helps. Having that visual feedback. Good, everyone seems like they're able to do it pretty well. How's this feeling for everyone?
Good.
Okay. Can you feel your center line when you're doing this? Can you feel this axis that you're pivoting around? Okay. Pay attention to that for a little bit. All right. Now, move your head with your body. Is it easier or harder to feel your center line when your head moves?
Harder.
So we all want the center line to be clear, so we try to keep the head Head never moves independently of the torso. You don't want to hold it there through tension, so a gentle intention of just, I'm going to keep my head here, float. This will also help soften all the muscles and the joints around the neck. Don't do anything by force. Going to what your limit is. Okay, so then we'll add on top of this, bringing our awareness on any place in our body we might feel a little tension. Could be anywhere. Once you've got a spot, just let your awareness land there and observe it. And you can give just a gentle, encouraging thought of release. It could be heavy, it could be soft, it could be open. There's a lot of language you could use. And just stay there patiently, without too much force or effort. And just see if it softens or changes. How does everyone feel with that? Anyone notice anything interesting?
I have a lot of tension in a lot of places.
Did anyone?
3 hours on this floor might be.
Yeah, heaviness in the feet is a good sign. It's not super comfortable, but it is a sign that you're releasing down through your feet, for sure. You get more used to it over time. Did anyone notice any softening? No one?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
You did?
My hamstrings are really tight from all the,
Yeah.
and it helped.
Okay.
I mean, they first were freaking out at the beginning of
Yeah.
the exercise.
Yeah.
They calmed down.
Okay. If you didn't, never fear. There's 4 more moves. So that's the bear. The next one, so same basic idea. We don't have to over instruct on this one. It's just simple arms float up and then drop down. Like you could instruct this in a really detailed way. Let's just go into the release. So arms float up and then just let them drop on their own accord. Do your best to not cause anything more than arms float up and then just like, okay, that's it, it's gone away. So it's like an on-off switch. On, oh, arms pump up, off. They just let them release back. You're not trying to make them swing fast, you're not trying to do anything. Okay, same thing. Try to pay attention to any tension. Anyone notice anything interesting doing this one? It targets something different because we're moving slightly different. Was anyone drawn to a specific part of their body doing this?
In my dantian, and like what's driving the hands going up.
Shoulders too, pretty obvious in this one, a little bit more. Neck.
Base of the neck.
interesting. End of the day. Okay, the next one, stop to the side. So this one, I think heavy, relaxed, up, and drop. Anyone feel anything interesting with this one?
Thank goodness calculus.
Okay, so some people like, oh yeah, the other two maybe didn't quite get a thing, but this one like, oh man, I can feel something.
This one loosened up the tightness at the base of my neck
Yeah.
that the other one had brought on.
There you go.
It was interesting.
So what I would recommend for you, then, just kind of a side note, if you notice that, then you would go back, okay, oh, what was different about this? Do this one, and see if you can engage with it in a way that it keeps that tension out of it.
Yeah.
Because you might be able to feel it, oh, I wasn't releasing this way, okay, I can still feel the release this way when I do it now. Oh, I see what it was doing there. So you can teach yourself through those little, that's why the mind and the awareness is really, really important. The movements themselves don't do anything without your interaction and meditation on this. Okay. All right, so the next movement is a combination of the first one we did and this one. So we're turning, keeping the head forward, and then we're bringing our arms up and then drop. Turn to the side, up, drop. Turn, and I'm breaking it up pretty, you can kind of do it more as one spiral, but for simplicity, turn, pump up, release. Turn, release. Turn, release. Turn fully, stop, then pump up, and release. Turn fully, pump up, release. Keep the head forward. Feel anything interesting with this one? Different movement, different effect on your body. It's still getting into a little bit more spiral. Did anyone feel that? A little bit more spiral. Okay. And then the last one that we're going to do is that one is called the monkey. Breaking through the swinging through the forest. And this one is the fish. It's like a lot of center movement. It's just first up, turn, release, back down. So there's a little bit of a timing in here. Up, turn, release, turn back down. Okay? Up. Head stays forward, and over. It's like chewing gum, patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. How's this one feel? Feeling okay? Sorry, pardon?
Pretty complicated.
Yeah, it's like sometimes with ones like this, if you find you're getting uncoordinated, stop thinking about it and just like flow, and then your body will probably like just settle into the right position. It's like sometimes thinking about it too strongly gets in the way. Let's just run over them one more time. We'll just flow through them. So, you got the bear, head forward. You have the tiger. Bird. Got the monkey. Okay, let's do the form again after that and see if you can notice the difference. How'd it feel? Different? Same?
Different for me, I felt much more connected.
Yeah. So the release and song, working on the relaxation, will connect the body. You connect it through that release. So those exercises are a way of slowly building that. Another thing to say too, with like Tai Chi as a meditation with those exercises, thinking isn't your friend. Thinking too much about it can actually cause you to have more tension. So if you're searching too intensely for sensation, that mental sharpness of the intent, it's not balanced out with a lot of training, can lead to tension. So it's really important with the loosening exercises, and a way of practicing it is that silence, patience, slowness, curiosity, awareness, like all of these are like really gentle terms for like how your mind is landing into your body and on your body. You don't want it to land in a pokey way with like, where's the so that's why like just almost like just a really diffuse sort of a mind with it. Over time, that will start to condense and become stronger, but in an effortless way. That's powerful, but not tight. We don't want that to happen. We don't want the tightness. So sometimes that's why it's a little hard when you're learning something new that you haven't done before. Your mind is really working on it. It's a different process. You're learning something and you're practicing something. It's working hard, so it's natural for more tension to creep in with it. It's sometimes a little bit unavoidable. You have to memorize it. So it's okay to give yourself permission, forgiveness, feel like, to feel that, acknowledge it. It's like, okay, yeah, that's what's happening. Of course, you're learning something new. But that's where practice comes in. Practice comes in by, taking that and just repeating it until you don't have to think about it too much, and then letting that curiosity start to land on you, and then training that your body will start to change through that process. You'll start to notice, and it's really helpful to be actively engaged in that process, because it's always a motivation to have what's changing or what's different. And it's also a skill in not getting frustrated if you don't notice a difference. Because sometimes you're tired, hungry, didn't sleep well, stressed. But over time, this can help increase that capacity, you be more aware of things and change. Does anyone have any questions about that? Did that make sense?
Thanks everybody for
Thank you.
coming. I
Yeah.
think we're done for the day.